Now let's look at some applications. We have here that 80 out of 84 employees at a company are union members, and we're being asked what percent is this to the nearest tenth. It's kind of nice whenever you see this words what percent, because that helps us to write a simple sentence equation. We can say what percent of, we've got the of 84 sitting there, of 84 is 80. And notice how I've just paraphrased this into a small sentence, and now I can rewrite this using my percent number formula. 100 goes in the bottom left corner. The percent number, that's what's missing, goes in that top left corner. Of 84, of goes in the denominator, is 80. Okay, we have something, we're ready to go. I'm not ready to cross multiply yet. I would like to reduce this second fraction by dividing by 4 over 4. Let's make that 20 over 21, and that will make our numbers easier. Now let's cross multiply. The diagonal with the x in it is 21 times x. The other diagonal is 100 times 20. It's always nice to multiply by 100 because we can just tack these two zeros on and go 20/100. That's 2,000. To get x by itself, we need to divide off the 21, and so we will divide each side by 21, and that's where our long division is going to come into play here. Here's our 2,000 divided by 21. Put our decimal in here. We're going to have to carry this out a couple places. 21 does not go into 20, but it does go into 200 9 times. That makes 189. Subtract and get 11. Bring down 0. 21 goes into 110 5 times. 5 times 21 is 105. Subtract and get 5. Bring down a 0. 21 goes into 50 2 times. Subtract and get 42. Bring down the 8 and the 0. That goes in 3 times, which tells us we're going to be rounding down, and so 95.2% would be our answer to the nearest tenth. In this next problem, we are told that a family spends 12% of its budget on travel. If their monthly budget is $5,800, how much do they spend on travel each month? Okay, let's see if we can convert this into a simple sentence. We'd like to have what percent of what is what? Well, so to speak, we already have 12% given to us. Now, the 5,800, the question is, does that go in the of position or in this is position? We're spending part of this $5,800 on travel, and so therefore it's out of the 5,800. So I'm going to say of 5,800 is x. Notice how I then easily converted this into a simple sentence. Now let's write our proportion. Something over 100 equals something over something. 12% goes in the top left corner because that's where our percent number goes, and 5,800 goes in the bottom right. Our is number is the missing value in the top right. Now, rather than cross multiply, I notice that the 5,800 ends in 2 zeros. So in this case, I can see that I'm multiplying by 58 in that first in the denominators, and I can multiply by 58 in the numerators also. And if I do that, 58 times the 12, 16, carry the 1, put our 0 down, get 8, then 5, 6, 9, 6. That means that this family is spending $696 on travel each month. In this next problem, Maria likes to spend about $60 per week on entertainment and meals out. Her parents have warned her not to spend more than 8% of her income on entertainment. If this is to be the case, how much does she need to earn each week? Okay, a little bit of real life here. Let's start with just a basic sentence of what percent of what is what. Let's try and fill in some basics here. She wants to spend $60 per week. That is part of a larger number. So I think we're going to say is $60 over here. And we already have 8% given to us. So 8% of what is $60 is what our equation is going to end up being. So let's write this as something over 100 again. Our 8 goes over 100. Our of number is in the bottom right corner, and of 60 puts the 60 in the upper right. Now, I'm going to reduce the 8 over 100 first. I notice they're both even, and we can divide by 2 over 2 and get 4 over 50. But I could divide again to make the number smaller and have 2 over 25. Now I could cross multiply. One diagonal would be 2x, the other diagonal would be 25 times 60. Or I could look at this and say, hey, 2 goes into 60 30 times. If I rewrite this as 2 over 25 equals 60 over x to make it easier to read, I can see that in the numerator I'm multiplying by 30, so down in the denominator I can multiply by 30 and get 750. That would mean that Maria would need to earn $750 per week in order to be able to keep this budget set up this way.